if it's not in ClickUp, it didn't happen. Hey, my name's Greg McKenzie. I'm the founder here at ZenPilot. And that phrase has been adopted by hundreds of teams over the last 8 years that we've been helping teams escape the chaos that so often comes with your project management and operations, and get to a state of clarity for everyone on the team, from the executive layer and the leadership team down to the newest individual contributor who just needs to know what's on my plate, what do I do in the day-to-day, how do I get my work done, what are my priorities. And so I want to spend a couple times talking about this first principle. So this is a video here in this series on the ZenPilot methodology. And this is our very first principle. And it's got 3 subcomponents to it. And I just want to take you through all 3 of those. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Embracing a single source of truth is what we're after. And the reason that this is so important is, and you'll see if we click into this here, it is impossible to effectively scale scattered knowledge. The reason for that is everybody who joins your team comes with a different set of experiences, a different set of expectations, a different set of preferences. They're comfortable with the tools and the processes and habits that they've had for years before that. That's their default programming, right? And if you're not super clear, if you're not intentional, if you're not consistent in setting standards for how your specific team, your organization works, what you're going to get is you're going to get a whole bunch of approaches that may be great, but it's just incoherent when you put it all together. There's too much complexity, and that devolves into this massive loss of productivity that hurts so many teams today, and not due to bad intentions. There's plenty of good intentions all coming together, but we're wasting just hundreds of hours on the typical team who we run into as folks are trying to find relevant information. They're interrupting teammates trying to get help. They're delaying important work. And so what I'm trying to encourage everybody here to avoid is stay away from the lack of shared principles, because what you're going to wind up with is inconsistent inputs. And when you have inconsistent inputs, that ultimately creates inconsistent outcomes. So the culmination of all that chaos is frustrated customers, unstable businesses, burned out teams, and the only solution is to go create clarity. And the way that we're going to do that is by embracing a single source of truth. And that source of truth that we're creating here has these 3 principles. So first one, I don't care if you use ClickUp or use another tool, but let's say that you are using ClickUp. If it's not in ClickUp, it didn't happen. That means all the work has to wind up in the system. So this is, garbage in, garbage out has been the phrase that people have used for decades here. And that same phrase applies here as well. So everyone, if you want to be on our team at ZenPilot, if you want to be on your team, if you're adopting this as well, like, this is just a core requirement. You're going to use the tool because there are no exceptions. So every working day, everyone's in the tool, and that's number 1. Second piece is that our system ought to mirror your structure. So you can't tell people, hey, just go throw stuff in there, however it winds up in there. It doesn't really matter. It could be a task. It could be a document. It could be a comment. Doesn't matter at all. Like, we'll find it eventually, right? AI should solve all these problems for us. That's not the way that it works. So we need to give people some real clarity of structure. And so you should have a logical way that everything's laid out in the tool right now. So if you're running a professional services business, so let's take an agency as an example here. You've got 3 main areas of your business. And I'm going to pull up the ClickUp hierarchy just to give you a sense of this. So if I could reorganize this here real quickly, I'd organize them in this way. So we've got growth. That is where we're making promises to prospects about what we can do for them. So this is our marketing and sales, how we acquire clients. So in that marketing process, we're putting out a set of claims about what we can do. If you are running a professional services firm today and you're struggling with chaos and inefficient operations, if you come to ZenPilot, we will replace that chaos with clarity. We'll help you increase your capacity. We'll improve your profitability. We'll improve your team's productivity, and we'll improve your team's health. That's the promise that we're making to you. So that's a function of growth, right? This YouTube video is a growth function. And so all the tasks related to this, the planning, the production, the post-production, the publishing, the promotion, those 5 P's in a row, all of that is going to wind up tracked in our growth space. So you can see in here, we've got a space for our marketing activities, for our sales, whatever our different channels are, how we're running deals. All of our homework should live there. So that is the growth side of what we're looking at. Then you've got what I call delivery. This is your client services. This is how you serve your clients. And think of this as the team who's now responsible. They got handed a promise made by a growth team that they have to keep. And this is the only way to keep your reputation from spoiling. Your reputation is the single most important asset in your business. And delivery, how effectively your delivery team can know and understand the promise made by growth and then effectively deliver on that time after time after time with consistency. All of that work belongs in delivery. So that's the second big bucket of your team. And then the third one is operations. And so this is kind of the junk drawer of business, right? Like this is where all the super important things get stashed, but most of the team doesn't actually deal with it in the day-to-day. So think of this as HR, finance, legal. These are the critical components that you need to help your business function legally, profitably, all that kind of stuff. So we might have like G&A folders, people folders, which might be the same or might be separate from HR, finance, legal. And then obviously there's a way that this keeps breaking down kind of below that as well. We'll have some other spaces. So all of our templates live in a single space. Anything that's like a type of record may live in a separate space. It may not. There can be some nuance there. But that's the second piece of this. Hey, if it's not in ClickUp, it didn't happen. Is we number one, we need everybody to just get it in the tool. Number two, we need them to put it in an orderly fashion. So we've got to give them a structure. So your ClickUp setup should be designed to match your organizational framework. What's the operating model of your business? So if you need help designing this, like you're talking to the perfect team, or you could be talking to the perfect team to help you design ClickUp to fit your specific organization so that we can give everybody in your team, hey, here's the specific place. You've got one thing to look at to go know exactly where all your things belong in ClickUp. That's a service that we offer. And then the third pillar of this create a single source of truth principle is follow the framework. So your team is already bought into planning, doing, tracking their work in ClickUp. Hopefully you've got the right structure in place that where we're making the project management system mirror your organizational structure. And now it's time to follow that framework. So what do we want? We want everyone to follow the principles of what this looks like. So I'm just going to give you an example of what the framework is. And we can expand this if you want to see what this looks like. But we're now going deeper into the hierarchy in ClickUp. So let me just give you an example of what this looks like on paper first, then where to jump in. You got account manager on your team. Client asks for a new landing page. They're working with the delivery or the production team of that to add the deliverable into a client's folder and contract list. So let me give you an example of what this looks like. Here we go. Dunder Mifflin's our client. So we go into the client folder. I'm going to show you a faster way to do this in a second. Let's say that they've got just a general marketing retainer with us, and we need to add in a landing page. Well, first, we're going to make sure it winds up in the right place. Second, hopefully we can pull on a template to go grab this. So we could go search for a landing page template, find it, and plug it in here. I don't have a landing page template handy, so we could say, hey, this is a blog post. Now we're going to follow some of the other conventions that we have. So we're putting this in the right place in ClickUp. We're following the right naming structure. So the blog post is, best paper companies of 2026, whatever. So this parent task is always going to start with a noun. This is a noun. This is the thing. This is the deliverable. So think of this less as a task and more as a deliverable. The subtasks, the individually owned pieces of, hey, what does it take to actually get this work out the door? This is where we're talking about a framework. Is the magic to all of this stuff is just really simply, how do we break down big complex campaigns into real specific milestones and deliverables into individually owned, so we've got ownership tasks that have to happen to get this thing done. And so those tasks, those subtasks that are created then, and ideally through a template like this, these are all starting with a verb. This is something we need you to do. So create the blog strategy, write the blog outline, schedule, you get the idea, right? So all of this should get created. The brief, the context, this should all get shared on the parent task. So everybody's going back and able to reference for any of these subtasks the core context for this. Due dates. Hey, we need to make sure we've got a starting deadline so I can go create this task. Let's go ahead and create it here just as an example. It's going to pull from the template. It's going to put all that information into ClickUp. And now we need to go through and update the timeline. So we've got a timeline that rolled out based on the published date. We'll go ahead and reschedule this and say, hey, I need this, 4 weeks from now. Well, let's go update, make sure that all of these due dates are actually still correct by the time we get this done. And then we're going to go through and just double check. Hey, does this timeline actually make sense? We use the Gantt view to reschedule if we need it, or we could reschedule individual items here. We've got dependencies mapped between these, right? So even like pretty simple deliverables, like a blog post or something, could still be dynamic. So as things change, the client actually delayed this. Like we're now, blocked from the client or for some reason. We'll update that timeline and we'll make this all kind of get reassigned pretty quickly. So that would be an example of following the framework. Hey, tasks get in here. Hey, we need to make sure that we don't have any tasks that are in here that are ready to go that aren't assigned. So we'd have maybe an automation set up for this client where any task that gets created where the role is senior strategist, that's automatically going to be assigned to the senior strategist for this project. Anything that has a copywriter task is always automatically going to get assigned. Or we might want to do something like this, look at task assignment and say, hey, everything for the senior strategist should go to Alex. So let's go ahead and set him as the assignee on all these tasks. So we could set it that way as well. When we get down the list here in our methodology, so I'm going to take you, we're going to skip ahead here, and we're going to skip all the way down to consistent accountability is not optional. Your ClickUp champion every day, like let's say those tasks didn't get assigned, they're going to run something like this workspace QA dashboard, and they're going to find, oh no, there's 200 tasks that don't have assignees set on them. So they're going to be able to go through and either make assignments or connect with the team. This number should be zeroed out every single day. Where no tasks that are ready to go, that are scheduled out, that are done for clients who are actually, or planned for clients who are actually paying us, and we've got the approval to do it, then this number should be 0 if we're holding up. So these principles all work in concert together. But I just wanted to give you that overview, like just spend a couple more minutes going into why this first piece is so important and how it plays out in the real world. A single source of truth, the number of times that comes up that people say, hey, we want this, or we've even said to our team, like I've heard over a dozen times, folks who say, I don't know who came up with this phrase originally, but we like to say if it's not in ClickUp, it didn't happen. And that's something that we started talking about in 2017 and has now spread throughout. A number of other consultants have adopted that. That's spread throughout a lot of the industry now, which is great. That's awesome. But then you get into, well, what does that look like? How's that working right now? And the answer is it's not working very well right now. I understand the principle of it. And so I just want to spend a couple minutes here recording this video to walk through, like, this is what it actually looks like in practice. One is, hey, it's not tolerated if it's not in the system. Like you have to put it in our PM tool. Second, then the responsibility, the onus is on me as a leadership team member to make sure that the system that we have, ClickUp in this case, mirrors the structure of our organization. This should be as intuitive for people as possible. It shouldn't be a mystery where these tasks belong if I need to add something into the system or how tasks get into the system in the first place. And then lastly, everyone's got to follow the framework, which means there has to be an operating framework. So it's one thing to go say, oh, here's your hierarchy. We want growth, delivery, and operations and some folders inside of that. Well, it's another say, how do these work together? Very specifically, what is a parent task? What is a subtask? How do those things work in concert? Do we require due dates or do we not require due dates? We'll talk about that here in the next video I'm going to record about this, where we spend a little bit more time just on how we prioritize work using due dates. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Want to spend a couple minutes on this. Make sure that you go through kind of principle by principle. This whole methodology works together. We've really simplified this. We said, hey, there's 5 core things that all successful teams do. They certainly don't all use ClickUp. They don't even all prioritize work using due dates, but they have a prioritization system for it. They do a tremendous job of making the process live where the work gets done. People don't have to go hunt for how to do what they need to do. They have shared habits. This is what I talked about. The thing that doesn't scale is all these people with great intentions, great skill sets, bring 15 different approaches to it. And it's just like, the athletics analogy is probably the easy one, or the sports analogy is the easiest one to go to. Simply to point out, you can bring 11 of the best football players together, and they each have their own idea of their favorite, most effective play to run, and it totally messes up. You don't make any progress. All you do is move backwards down the field you have to get to a point where we've got shared expectations and habits across the team. So, and the way that we get there is with consistent accountability. So that is a quick overview here for you of what it looks like to embrace a single source of truth. I hope that's helpful. If you have questions, if you want help applying this in your context, reach out to us. Go to the ZenPilot website, request a call or contact us, and we'd love to talk with you and help you experience the benefits of implementing a full, cohesive methodology for your project management.